All rise.
Hello, Magnum. How's the shoulder?
Oh, it's fine.
I made a pact with myself, never to speak to you again.
Remember when 80s TV shows just crashed into each other on a random Tuesday? One minute you were watching Knight Rider and bam, Blanche from the Golden Girls hopped into the passenger seat. Okay, that didn't actually happen, but you'd believed it for a second because the 80s were wild like that, and I really want to see that crossover somehow. Some crossovers were wild, some were just a quiet nod, but every single one made Gen X fall a little more in love with TV. And if you love rediscovering these forgotten TV moments as much as we do, check out our full crossovers playlist. It's like a backstage pass to the best team-ups of the 80s and 90s. Links in the description, by the way. Today we're revisiting some of the coolest, most unexpected 80s crossovers, and you're coming along for the ride. So buckle up, smash that like button like it owes you money, and subscribe for more retro TV magic because yes, these crossovers actually happened, and yes, we're absolutely bringing receipts. Number 5, Magnum P.I. and Simon & Simon, 1982.
Hey, forgot your sunscreen.
No, man, I never use sunscreen.
Now, before they crossed paths, Magnum P.I. was living the dream in Hawaii. Ferraris, beachfront estates, and the occasional murder case. Tom Selleck as Magnum wasn't your typical action hero. He was funny, flawed, and somehow always one step away from disaster no matter how cool he looked doing it. Meanwhile, Simon & Simon was solving cases in San Diego, 2 bickering brothers, 1 agency, and a whole lot of questionable fashion choices. Totally different shows, same chaotic energy though. On October 7th, 1982, CBS had a thought. What if we smashed them together like an awkward high school group project and somehow made it work? It all started with a missing Hawaiian idol, some stolen emeralds, and 2 sets of detectives who couldn't stay out of each other's way. Magnum was chasing one lead, the Simons were chasing Morgan Fairchild, another lead, and boom, crossover. It kicked off in Magnum P.I. Season 3 Episode 2, Keys Don't Lie, and rolled straight into Simon & Simon Season 2 Episode 1, Emeralds Are Not a Girl's Best Friend. Sure.
Magnum knows where everything is.
Oh, listen, I did take the liberty of rearranging the stuff in your closet. We needed some more room.
Yeah, you never know how long these court cases are gonna drag on.
The vibes didn't match. Magnum was pure sun-soaked swagger, and Simon & Simon was, we just rolled out of bed and solved a crime. But somehow, like peanut butter and bacon people, it just worked. The ratings spiked. The Simons stuck around for years, and CBS proved that throwing characters together was basically the 80s version of a Netflix cinematic universe. Straight up legendary. Number 4, Murder, She Wrote and Magnum P.I., 1986.
Well, I know of J.B. Fletcher, but I thought he was an author. No, if you're the J.B. Fletcher I know of.
He's back. Excuse my poltergeist impression. Now, if you're feeling deja vu, yeah, you're right. Our favorite Hawaiian detective was back at it again, this time trading car chases for brainy banter with TV's most unstoppable mystery writer. Murder, She Wrote was cozy crime solving at its finest. Jessica Fletcher wasn't a cop. She was a retired teacher turned best-selling author who somehow stumbled across more dead bodies than an entire season of CSI. 12 seasons, infinite sweaters, and endless solved murders. On November 19, 1986, CBS threw these 2 titans together in a wild 2-parter. It kicked off in Magnum P.I. Season 7, Episode 9, Novel Connection. Angela Lansbury's Jessica arrived in Hawaii to help solve a murder, only to find Magnum himself accused of the crime. The story then continued that following Sunday in Murder, She Wrote Season 3, Episode 8, Magnum on Ice, where Magnum somehow managed to get arrested again, different body, and same bad luck.
And you're a novelist and a very good one.
Thank you. I'm sure that normally you're very good at what you do.
Watching Magnum's punch first, ask questions later vibe clash with Jessica's quietly destroy you with logic style was pure TV gold. Picture Magnum tripping over a clue while Jessica solves the whole case before finishing her coffee. That's the vibe, and somehow it just clicked. Instead of feeling awkward, it worked like a weird buddy cop comedy, brains, brawn, and enough suspicious side glances to fuel a season of Stranger Things. Today, this crossover is one of the rare ones that didn't just ride on novelty, it delivered real payoff. One part Aloha, one part Alibi, and too good to stay forgotten. Now, if you're digging these blast from the past matchups, the like and subscribe buttons are getting lonely, just saying. Number 3, St. Elsewhere and Cheers, 1985.
I gotta get up early.
Hey, where you going? I brought you Shirley Temple.
In one corner, you had St. Elsewhere, the gritty, groundbreaking medical drama that showed hospital life as messy, complicated, and heartbreakingly human. In the other corner, Cheers, the ultimate neighborhood bar sitcom where the jokes were sharp, the friendships ran deep, and sarcasm flowed faster than the beer taps, and everybody knew your name. On November 28, 1984, NBC decided to have a little fun. Instead of a full crossover, they pulled off something even cooler. A shared universe moment before anyone called it that. In the St. Elsewhere episode Cheers, 3 of the hospital's top docs, Westfall, Aushlander, and Craig, wandered into Cheers for a quick drink. No big plot twist, no dramatic team-up, just a surreal little wink that said, yeah, these shows exist in the same Boston. I mean, Norm even joked we get a lot of people from St. Elegius in here, casually confirming the crossover without making a big deal about it.
Daniel, I've seen Catherine's chart. I agree with Mark. If for anyone else, you would too.
It wasn't flashy, it wasn't hyped. It was more like TV's version of an inside joke, and for fans who caught it, it was pure magic. Today, it feels like a tiny spark that predicted the Marvel Cinematic Universe decades early. Low stakes and high charm, maximum bragging rights if you spotted it live. Number 2, My Two Dads and Night Court, 1989.
All rise. Criminal Court Part 2 is now in session.
Night Court was pure late-night mayhem, a courtroom full of oddballs, scam artists, and the weirdest defendants New York City had to offer. It wasn't just another legal sitcom, it was a circus where the cases were wild and the staff was weirder than the criminals. My Two Dads was another 80s favorite about 2 very different men raising a teenage daughter after her mother's death because they didn't know which one was her biological dad. Hey, it was the 80s. One dad, Paul Reiser, was a straight-laced businessman. The other, Greg Evigan, was a free-spirited artist, and somehow their makeshift family actually worked. And standing at the center of this crossover chaos was Bull Shannon, Night Court's towering, lovable bailiff. He looked like he could flatten you with one finger, but deep down, Bull was a big softy with the heart of a golden retriever. That contrast, intimidating on the outside, sweet and simple on the inside, made him one of the most beloved characters on 80s TV. On March 1st, 1989, NBC made the ultimate sitcom power move. In the My Two Dads episode Playing with Fire, Judge Wilbur faced a threat from a recently released convict and Bull was assigned to protect her, which meant Bull had to move into a nice, normal suburban home. Cue Bull trying to adjust to family life, emphasizing the trying part. Instead of dealing with courtroom craziness, he found himself refereeing teenage arguments, navigating kitchen disasters, and learning the hazards of shared bathrooms. Watching Bull, a guy who was built for midnight madness and mugging suspects, try to handle PTA drama and kitchen cleanups, that was straight up sitcom gold. This crossover had more awkward energy than your parents discovering TikTok, and fun fact, Judge Wilbur had already made a cameo on Night Court earlier that year. NBC knew a good thing when they saw it, and they weren't shy about double dipping. Today, this crossover lives on as one of the most unexpected and heartwarming sitcom team-ups of the decade. Because if there's one thing 80s TV taught us, it's that even a 6'8" bailiff can find a second act as a suburban bodyguard. Kind of. Number 1, Day by Day and Family Ties, 1988.
I told you something and you chose to ignore it. This is not the way things are going to work around here.
First things first. Day by Day wasn't a spin-off of Family Ties. It was its own NBC sitcom about a couple who ditched their careers to open a daycare at home, and yes, technically Brian Harper was said to be Stephen Keaton's old roommate, but that was more of a wink than an actual connection. Still, for one glorious moment, their worlds collided. Family Ties captured the clash between 60s idealism and 80s ambition, with ex-hippie parents raising their child, including a Reagan-loving teenage son, Alex P. Keaton. It became one of the most iconic sitcoms of the decade and turned Michael J. Fox into a star. In the episode Trading Places, Brian nodded off and dreamed he was Alex P. Keaton himself. Briefcase, sweater vest, Reagan posters, all check. Suddenly, we were back in the Family Ties living room with Michael J. Fox still owning the role that made him a household name.
My brother and sister, Alex and Jennifer.
Hey.
It wasn't just a wink, it was primetime crossover magic, dropping one of NBC's biggest stars into a completely different show just because they could. Sure, Day by Day didn't stick around much longer, but for one weird, wonderful moment, it basked in the glow of a TV icon. And there you have it, 5 crossovers that reminded us why 80s TV ruled. Did you remember all of them? Which crossovers should we cover next? And let us know in the comments section below. And don't forget to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and stick around for more retro TV moments coming your way. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.